Doesn't get much better than this. Afternoon baseball from Wrigley Field in Chicago. Today, the third and final game in this 3-game series between the Seattle Mariners and the Chicago Cubs. These two should provide some big-time fireworks. First pitch is coming up. Kyle Hendricks is on the mound for the Cubs in this one. EK, what do you got?
Yeah, guys, in his last start, he won his 9th game of the season. So he's going for double digits here in this one.
Leonis Martin makes his way to the plate, and we are ready for some daytime baseball.
Center fielder number 12, Leonis Martin.
On the ground to third. There's Baez. Throw on to first in time, 1 away. A moment now to give you a look at the Mariners starting lineup. Steve, what's the key to a road victory for them?
Well, you're going to get a heavy dose of those sinking fastballs, so you got to look for the ball to get up in the zone. If you swing at anything down, you're going to be rolling over pitches, and it's hard to get a rally started if you're hitting into double plays all day.
Kyle Seager will stand in, 1 for 4 with a double in yesterday's ball game.
Well, his last game was a breath of fresh air because he's been stinking it up lately. Under 200 over his last 10 games.
And this one's nowhere close as that bounces to the plate for ball 1. EK, one-year-old ball clubs, the Cubs, as they take the field here this afternoon. They come in off another victory last time out, and now they're winners of 8 of their last 9 ball games.
And they've got themselves a pretty good-sized lead in the division coming into play. Certainly not out of reach yet, but they've got to be pretty comfortable with where they're sitting at this point in the year.
And there is our officiating crew in this one, calling balls and strikes, Mr. Freddie Ferguson.
Well, Ferg, as he's known amongst baseball people, really does call a good game back there. He might reward a pitcher for a good location every once in a while, but most of his calls, they seem to be spot on.
And with that, let's take a look at the Cubs alignment on defense. It's brought to us by Majestic. Any thoughts, Eric?
Well, Matty, Anthony Rizzo is really the centerpiece for this Cubs ball club. Offensively, we know what he does. Defensively, he really holds this infield together. Very fluid over at first base, good soft hands, and has a good throwing arm as well.
Nelson Cruz is in with 2 away as he takes a ball, 1-0.
0 for 3 yesterday, 0 for 4 on Friday. He could use a good at-bat here.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Very weakly on the ground. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the Mariners. And now it'll be the Cubs' turn in a scoreless ball game. Taijuan Walker gets the assignment for the rubber match in this series. EK, what's the word on him?
Well, guys, his batting average against this year is under 250. He's really had his way with the offense.
Well, there you see Dexter Fowler as he'll be the one to commence the action in the bottom half of the first.
Center fielder, Dexter Fowler.
Into the seats, 0-1. Walker's ready. Here he comes, 0-1. Tap foul at home plate. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Hit hard up the middle. And that is by him on into center field. So good hitting on 0-2 nets him a leadoff single.
Well, things are looking up for these guys to start the ball game. They get a 1-2-3 top half. Then now, leadoff single here in the home half. Off to a great start.
Kyle Schwarber will stand in. A big power threat here, to say the least. Currently 3rd in home runs in the National League.
And I don't think anybody should be too shocked by that. I mean, he's definitely known as one of the better power hitters in baseball.
He's set. Here it comes. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball one. EK, you look at the M's entering play here this afternoon. They came out on the losing end last time out and are in a bit of a skid. In fact, they've lost 7 of their last 10.
And after the loss last time out, that sets up a rubber match here in the finale. So I'm expecting this to be the best game of the 3.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. And he's behind now as he missed badly on that swing. 1-2. First curveball of the day for him, and likely not the last.
No, he's got a good one. There's no doubt about that. He'll start it on the hip versus righties, and he'll backdoor it to lefties. 2 different locations, but equally effective.
Got him. And now time to check how Joe Madden has lined the Cubbies up in this one. Steve, what do these guys need to do to get a win in this one?
Hey, just keep doing what they've been doing. They lead the league in slugging percentage. Work the ball down the lines and in the gaps. Continue to get those extra base hits that have been so crucial for them, and they're going to be successful.
Anthony Rizzo will stand in now, and obviously one to be careful with, as you see there, currently leading the senior circuit in long balls.
Well, and that's exactly what you want from your corner infielders. You got to love having those big boys down the lines that drive the ball out of the yard.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Out in front of it, strike one. A 1 pitch on its way. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
Yeah, the best way to neutralize this guy's power, just keep putting pitches right there.
Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Breaking ball backs him off a bit. It's 1-2.
And even on 0-2, you don't want guys to get into a comfort level up there.
Runners on first with 1 down. Chop foul over towards the coaching box. One and two, here it comes. No offer at that one, and the count moves to 2-2 now on the Cub first baseman. And he's getting his money's worth up there now. It's full 3-2. 3-2, 1 out. You got him running at first?
First inning? Yeah, why not?
Making him sweat out there. The 7th pitch coming up. Walker removed to first, and they got him.
Well, here's a guy trying to make something happen in the very first inning. But I think he got a little carried away with getting his lead over there. It's going to wind up costing him.
Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. Good battle continues as this ball's chopped foul at the plate, and the count remains 3-2. Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. Making him work out there. The 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. Chop foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. Count is full. Here's the pitch. A little bouncer, but it gets foul.
This is turning into a great battle at the plate.
Driven to right field and deep. Cruz ranging back, but he won't get there as it lands just shy of the wall. And he'll make it in there with a 2-out double.
Well, generally you'll have a lot of success if you keep the ball down in the zone, but this was the third straight pitch to him down there. He finally figured out what was going on and just sat on it for 2 bases.
Here's Ben Zobrist now, as he gets a good curveball here to start the at-bat. It's strike 1. Now for Rizzo, he's in scoring position with his 15th double of the year. He's set. Here's the 0-1. That's taken. Now it's 0-2.
0-2.
Chop foul at the plate, and he stays alive, still 0-2. This one's flared toward left center. Marte onto the grass, and the inning is over. 1 left for the Cubs. After 1, no score. Adam Lind will dig in now. He had a couple of hits in yesterday's contest.
Well, guys, one good game does not a season make. He's been hitting under 250 over his last 10 games, so hopefully he's figured something out.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. And the first pitch of the inning here misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Hit sharply on the ground. Oh, just a brutal hop, and it goes right by him.
And this is something they've worked on in the batting cages, taking some of the movement out of his swing. Much more compact now, and he's seeing some definite results.
The second baseman, Robinson Cano, will make his way in now as you get a look at his splits there on your screen. Called a strike on the outer half. 0-1.
Oh, that is a nice pitch right there. You kind of slow it down and give him that big breaking ball to start off the at-bat. Make sure he's not a guy that's looking to ambush that first pitch fastball.
That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike.
And the reason he's working away so much here is because he's got that big hole on the right side of the infield to worry about. You don't want to give this guy something where he can just roll over a ground ball and still get it into right field.
1-1. Here it is. In for a strike, and he jumps ahead 1-2 now. Looks like he employed the slide step on that last pitch.
Maybe you see a little cat and mouse game going between the pitcher and the runner right now. We'll see who wins this duel.
Ready on 1-2. Chop foul over towards the dugout. Nobody out, runner on first. Hard sinker misses. 2-2. Stung into the gap in right center for what should be extra bases. And they've really got something going here. Runners at second and third to start the inning.
Well, you know you're talking about a nice streak when you get up over 10 games in a row, and now that's 11 for this guy, so he is feeling it.
Nori Aoki will stand in now, and as you can easily tell from the splits, he's really struggled away from home. First pitch coming. Here it is. Well struck, but foul over by the coaching box. And he falls behind 0-2. Hit hard to short. Throw to the plate. And they're not going to get him as he's in there to score.
Well, there's a big decision there. He decides he wants to come home with this thing. Maybe not the wisest move he could have made. And the throw's too late to get his man.
Steve Clevenger will get his first opportunity here, and that average is certainly not where he wants it, down in the 220s to begin the ball game.
And you know what, guys? It's just not getting a whole lot better for this guy either. He's hitting under 230 over his last 10 games.
And low, it's a ball and a strike. Would you say he's not really finishing his pitches at this point?
That's a good way to put it. It looks like he's aiming a little too much, and that's not working for him.
Now the double steal is on here. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Towards second, Zobrist is there, and he's retired here, one away.
And, you know, this was not one of those 3-2 start the runners kind of a deal. This looked like a straight double steal, or maybe even a hit and run thrown in there. And it's going to wind up at least a partial success for these guys because the runners do move up, albeit on the ground out.
Ketel Marte will stand in, and as you can see the numbers away from home, he's been much better once he gets out on the road. First pitch on its way. Grounded up the first baseline. Oh, what a stop on the slide. Got him.
Picked him up. Nice play. Well, by rights, this should have been an RBI single, but that's one heck of a play out there on defense. The run's still going to score, but what an exceptional defensive effort out there to at least get an out on the play.
Stepping in now, Taijuan Walker. Couldn't quite hold back that time as the changeup fooled him for strike one. Chop foul right at home plate. Has to be thinking strikeout here. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball.
Well, that's a pitch right there that you've got to lay off. You know he's going to throw it on an 0-2, and that's a good job of pitch recognition right there.
2 outs here with a runner at third. Swing and a little tapper, but that one rolls foul. A ball and 2 strikes. Here it is. And did he hold up in time? A look down, and no, he went around. It's strike 3. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. On now to the bottom of the second. It's the Mariners 2 and the Cubs nothing. Jason Hayward strides into the box now to lead off the home half of the second inning.
Right fielder, Jason Hayward.
Dribbled back toward the mound. 1 away. With a moment now, let's take a look at how the Mariners will set up defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric, what do we need to know?
Well, Matty, one place you don't want to hit it is to the third baseman. Absolute vacuum down there. He's got great range. Some of the plays I've seen him make, absolutely ridiculous.
Into the box now, Javier Baez. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Walker steps into his windup. First pitch on the way. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball one. 1-0. On a great pitch there, caught him reaching. It's 1-1. High strikes, probably not on the docket for places he wants to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret. You've got to keep the ball down against a team like this. If you go up every once in a while with a fastball, you'll be fine. But you're not going to last too long if you make a habit of working up there with your secondary pitches.
Gets the sign. Here comes the 2-1. And just never could commit to the swing there, but he went around, and it's even now at 2-2. 4 pitches. Fast, slow, fast, slow. EK, you thinking fastball here?
It seems to fit the pattern, but you better not get too predictable out there. Guys will catch on quick.
And a splitter here, but he had a bit too much on it as this bounces up to the plate.
Well, when you have a guy 2-2, you can throw something out of the zone, try and get him to chase, but when it's that far below the strike zone, it becomes a lot easier to lay off.
Oh, and he lets him off the hook there as this isn't even close for ball 4.
That's an easy take right there on the 3-2 pitch. Not all that inviting at all. You want to at least make the guy think about hacking up there. Instead, now he's on with 1 away.
Chris Coughlin takes his first shot here with the runner at first now and 1 away. First offering on its way. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball.
Well, not really how you want to start the next guy after a walk. That pitch isn't even close.
Runner at first here, 1 man out. Runners off for second. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Aoki is under it. And he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
Batting 8th, catcher, Miguel Montero.
So a runner at first with 2 away. And stepping in now is the catcher, Miguel Montero. From the stretch. Now a curveball that misses high and away to start him out. It's ball 1.
Yeah, he's not really getting on top of that curveball right now, and that's going to get him into trouble if he keeps leaving it up there like that.
1-0 pitch on the way. Got him to swing at a pitch below the knees. 1-1.
And that splitter, it's only coming in around 86, but it's really falling through the zone.
A runner on first with 2 away. Hit high and deep to straightaway right field. Cruz going back on it. Gone! A 2-run blast to straightaway right field. Number 14 on the season. And with it, the Cubs have battled back to tie things at 2.
Well, there are curveballs that have some pretty good bite to them, and then there's some hangers. And this, folks, well, this is a hanger. Now, you can see his eyes light up on that one. That's a mistake pitch if I've ever seen one.
Standing in now, Kyle Hendricks. As he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty, it's strike 1. 413 feet, the estimate on that last home run. Here's a late swing and a miss, strike 2.
Well, give him some credit. With 2 outs, a lot of pitchers will just leave that bat on their shoulder, but he's at least taking some hacks and making the pitcher work.
Throws him for strike 3, and that retires the side. 2 for the Cubs in the inning on the strength of this 2-run home run. We've played 2, and we're deadlocked now at 2 apiece. Leonis Martin is into the box as we are all set to begin the third.
And guys, this is the guy you want leading off this inning. He's your leadoff man, so maybe he can get things started, set the table for a little bit of a rally.
And he'll start the inning with a pitch that misses off the plate. It's ball one. Swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Inside and low, 2-1.
Count 2-1.
Set to deliver on 2-1. Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. Grounder hit hard down the first baseline. Put the bag with it himself is Rizzo for the out.
And it's worth pointing out here with the trade deadline approaching, it's getting to be nervous time for some of these guys. You never know what can happen this time of year.
Kyle Seager stands in. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out.
Well, I think it was a sinker that he rolled over last time up, and he's probably going to see that same pitch again. You got to wait for a mistake up in the zone against a guy like this.
On the ground to the left side. On to first, and there were 2 down.
2 more ground outs, and that's the product of throwing that sinker. Just about every time you swing at it, you're either going to hit the top of it or miss it altogether. And if you do hit it, you're going to be killing all the worms out there in front of home plate.
Nelson Cruz stands in. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike 1.
Well, you know, you hear it all the time because it's true. First pitch strikes are so important. It really changes the complexion of the at-bat for not only the pitcher but the hitter as well, especially when you've got a good hitter up there.
Not the greatest at-bat thus far as he misses that pitch in the dirt and falls behind 0-2 now.
And you kind of get the sense that he's not really messing around out there too much. There hasn't been a whole lot of setting guys up here in this inning. He's just trying to get himself back into that dugout as fast as he can.
Two out, nobody on. Here's a ball hit foul down the third base line, so they'll try it again. Ready to deliver the 1-2. And they'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2. Now here's the pitch. And he comes back with one down and in for ball 3. Adam Lind would be next if they can keep this inning alive. And that one's taken outside for a ball. He walked him. So no 1-2-3 inning here. They've got themselves a 2-out base runner.
Hey, you know what? That's all right. He gave him a pretty good battle up there, and he never gave in to him. A walk you can work around. A home run, you can't.
Adam Lind will dig in now, hoping to perhaps make him pay for the 2-out walk.
Yeah, nothing going on earlier in this inning, but a chance to make some noise right here. Those kind of walks often seem to come back and bite guys somehow.
Lofted in the air out toward right center. And as it turns out, the 2-out walk doesn't come around to haunt him as that ends the inning. Dexter Fowler will be the one to lead it off when we come back. Home half of the third coming up, all even at 2-2. And there is Dexter Fowler. He'll start things out here in a tie ball game.
Dexter Fowler.
Walker peers in. Here comes the pitch. Hit well on the ground to first. Oh, and he whiffs on it at first. It's right by him into right. Around first, on his way to second now. Fowler around second. He's headed for third. And he will make it all the way to third now as that mistake proves a costly one indeed. So he's in at third to kick off the inning as you take a look at the league leaders in triples.
Yeah, Matt, he's hanging in there among the best in the National League. Currently in 6th place in that department. So clearly gap power and speed are big parts of his game. Adds another triple to his total here, and now we'll see if his team can find a way to bring him in.
First delivery to him on the way. Kyle Schwarber will stand in for a second time here as he swings and misses there. It's 0-1. Now the 0-1. 0-1 is a splitter that misses for the first ball. Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. And that misses 2-2. Hit hard but foul toward first, so he'll come back and line it up again. Two and two count. Here it comes. And this misses, so that'll fill the count at 3-2. Waiting next is Anthony Rizzo. And this misses for ball 4. The second walk he surrendered here in the first 3 innings.
Wow, just a great at-bat right there. Simple as that. Patient, laid off some tough pitches. He was rewarded.
Anthony Rizzo will stand in here with 2 on. And now, following the walk and the single, do you get the sense, EK, that they're getting to him just a bit?
Maybe a little. I wouldn't be too worried just yet. He's shown the ability to bounce back before, but it's also looking like he might not have his very best stuff.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. And he lays off there, 1-0.
And right about now, you got to know as a hitter that you're going to see a heavy dose of that splitter. That's a good take up there to get ahead.
Ready with the 1-0 pitch. Hot shot on the ground is short. He'll go to the bag for 1. On to first, and it's a double play, although the run does come in to score from third.
Wow, you know, it looked like they might have had a big inning brewing here with first and third to start things out. They do get a run home here, but I'm pretty sure that's not exactly what they had in mind.
Here's Ben Zobrist now. As he'll take a breaking ball too low, and it's 1-0. That evens it up, 1-1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Fouled off again, and now he's in a 1-2 hole. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Pulled high in the air out to right field. Moving under it, Cruz. And that ends the inning. So it's 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. 3 innings complete. It's the Cubs 3 and the Mariners 2. Robinson Cano is ready here as we begin the top of the 4th.
And in a pretty close game so far, they'd love to see this guy get on base so they can get a rally started to get back in this thing.
Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. The windup and the 0-1. Very softly hit to the left side. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is on to begin the inning.
Well, sometimes that's how these rallies start. Little fluke hit, and now they're in business to start things out.
Nori Aoki stands in. First pitch of the at-bat. There goes Cano. Chop foul at the plate, strike 1. And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact. 2 sinkers down in the zone. No surprise what they're after here.
Yeah, and this guy's no dummy at the plate. He knows exactly what they're trying to do. It's not like he just fell off the turnip truck.
Now a ball grounded to short. This could be 2. 1 there.
Kind of lucky to get it out anywhere here. You see the off-balance throw to second base, and it doesn't have a whole lot of zip on it, but they do find a way to get that force.
Into the box now, Steve Clevenger, as the changeup to him drops in there for the first strike. Smoked on the ground left side. That's through for a base hit, and he's 1 for 2 now.
And now you just start to wonder, how much is the heat taken out of this guy? You see the pitch count. It's not all that bad just yet, but he's been in and out of trouble a few times already. So he's definitely had some max effort innings.
So striding in, Ketel Marte, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. And that's in there for strike 1.
And you know, this is a guy that loves the ball down and in. It's one of the locations he really covers well, so they're going to want to mix their spots here.
Scorch to third. There's 1. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Around the horn they go. 5-4-3 to end the threat. Back with more from Wrigleyville right after this. Jason Hayward is set to lead us off in the home half of the 4th inning.
Right fielder, Jason Hayward.
Now a fastball to start things out. Didn't miss by a lot, but it's 1-0. Good swing, just got to try and straighten that one out. A splitter, but he started it too low as it bounces up to the plate. Fastball is looked at for strike 2.
A little conviction behind that fastball.
And this is swung on and missed, and Hayward is gone on strikes, and there's 1 away. So with one away, let's punch up the graphic and show you the pitch speed comparison for the two starters here in the fourth inning. And you can see there, both guys are living in the 90s, but in vastly different parts of town. 97 versus an even 90 miles an hour. Settling in now, Javier Baez. He scored after reaching on a walk in his first at-bat. Swing and a flare hit toward right. Cruz moving to his left. Makes the play, and there are two gone now.
The batter, number 8, second baseman, Chris Coughlin.
Chris Coughlin is at the plate now. Flied out in his first at-bat. Walker gets the sign. First pitch on its way. A little tardy there. No balls and a strike. 3 runs, 4 hits. No errors so far for the Cubbies. Here's a fastball that crowds him a bit, and it's 1-1. And he lays off for a ball. 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Line towards center field. Martin is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs, but they still lead it 3-2. Leading off the inning, Taijuan Walker, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
And you know, guys, it's never fun to have your pitcher leading off an inning for you in this situation, but hey, who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky.
And he catches the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1. The pitch count there. 1 pitch into his 5th inning of work. Not much of a concern, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. He hasn't had any real overtaxed innings, so he should be fine for the time being.
Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2. Boy, tough enough to be an American League pitcher swinging the bat as it is. How about having to deal with pitches like that?
One word, Matty, unfair.
Tried to get him to go after one below the knees, but it's 1-2.
And now anything more than 4 pitches to get this guy out has to be considered a letdown. You gotta go get him right here.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
And the hope was that he would have chased one of those pitches, but now on 2-2, I don't think you fool around anymore.
And he struck him out, so he's down on strikes for the 2nd time this afternoon.
Center fielder, number 12.
Leonis Martin will stride forward now. He's bounced out a couple of times already here in the ball game.
Just a little off on his earlier swings, guys. You've got to keep that top hand palm up through contact to keep him rolling over.
Chop foul right at home plate. It's strike 1. A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. Fifth inning of play here in a 3-2 ball game. Fought off at the plate, and we'll do it again. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Grounded back up the middle. Zobrist is there. Throw gets him. 2 down.
You know, a lot of times when you get a slow grounder and a fast runner, that can be a bad combination. So this is a nice job of realizing the situation and getting to this ball quickly to throw him out.
Here's the third baseman now, Kyle Seager. And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact.
Well on his way to another good inning right here, and you see the pitch count. It's not even close to being a factor just yet.
Hit hard on the ground to second. To his left, Coughlin. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. Mariners are down in order. Still a 3-2 ball game. Miguel Montero comes to the plate as we get started here in the bottom of the fifth.
Catcher, Miguel Montero.
Watches a fastball right there for strike one. And this is swung on and missed that time by Montero. No balls and 2 strikes now.
Yeah, and it's tough enough to hit 95+ mile-an-hour fastballs. That curve gives you something else to think about altogether.
Lays off that time, and it's 1-2. Swung on in the dirt for the 3rd strike. And he makes the throw to first. Montero is retired, and there's one away.
Pitcher, Kyle Hendricks.
Kyle Hendricks in now. He went down looking at his first trip to the plate. And double-barreled action now in the Mariner bullpen as both a left-hander and a right-hander start to throw. First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike. Three runs, 4 hits. No errors so far for the Cubbies. Here's a late swing and a miss, strike 2.
Yeah, a couple of mid-90s fastballs, and he hasn't been close on either one of them.
In under the hands with a fastball, it's 1-2.
Well, you know, when you're behind in a count like this, it's all about changing your approach at the plate. You got to shorten up a little bit and just look to put the ball in play.
Fastball here misses low, and it's back to even now at 2-2.
And again, they try to take him down in the strike zone just to see if he'll go after that pitch below the knees. But with 2 strikes, he's been able to lay off that thing now twice in a row.
This is popped high in the air toward the right side of the infield. Lynn there to take this one, and there are 2 gone now.
Wow, he's using that fastball to devastating effect out there now. So he gets another out here. That's 7 in a row now he's set down.
Dexter Fowler tripled and scored in his last at-bat, and we'll see how he follows it up here.
Yeah, he already got to show off those wheels, so let's see if he can make it happen again in this at-bat.
Big curveball swung on and missed, 0-1.
I tell you, he's got a good pace, a good tempo to him out there right now.
Not able to hold on there as he swings through a pitch in the dirt, and it doesn't look good for him now, down 0-2.
I think that's been his best pitch so far in this game. Guys just haven't been all that close to it.
Drilled on the ground to short. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Cubs are down in order. They're up 3-2. Leading off the inning, Nelson Cruz, and they'll need him to get something going here.
And right here is an important time for them to climb back into this one. They definitely want to even this one up sooner rather than later.
Here comes the first pitch. Sinker to open the AB in there for strike 1. Not too many strikeouts on the ledger for him so far, but it hasn't really mattered.
Yeah, I think ideally you'd like to see him miss a few more bats, but as long as you're keeping guys off balance and you're letting your defense help you, you don't need to strike a ton of guys out to be successful.
Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2.
And this is part of why he's had a lot of success so far. He's done a lot of work on the edges and stayed out of the middle of the strike zone.
Changes up on him there, but it's 1-2.
Good changeup right there, down in the strike zone. Definitely the one they wanted to strike him out on, so that's a great job to lay off.
Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. Hit the other way out toward right field. And the 6th inning opens with a flyout, 1 away.
Now batting, the first baseman, Adam Lind.
Adam Lind will dig in now. A single and a flyout for him in 2 trips thus far.
And you know, I think he's had a good approach in each of his first 2 at-bats. He seems to be seeing the ball well and putting some decent swings on it.
This is hit on the ground, but foul. 3-2's our score here in inning number 6. Now a check swing, but he holds up in time. Ball 1.
And you know, sometimes when you're thinking fastball, you try to get moving just a little bit early. And that's a good job of recognizing off speed and then holding back on the swing.
Swing and a liner, but foul. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Right side and right into the shift. Backhanded. On to first here as Lind is set down now, 2 away.
You know, he's only got 2 strikeouts in the game so far, but he's really done a nice job of keeping guys off balance, and that's been the big key for him.
Robinson Cano will come in now with 2 away, and to this point at least, so much for having the 3-4-5 guys get the rally started.
Yeah, it's been an important inning for that man out there on the mound. He's held his ground, and he may get through the teeth of this lineup, still holding on to that lead.
Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1. Set up away with the changeup, but it's 1-1. This now is hit to second. Does he have another 1-2-3 inning? He does. 8 in a row he's set down, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the Mariners. They're down 3-2. Kyle Schwarber gets things started here in the 6th for the hometown team.
And this is a guy that can make a big change in this game with one swing of the bat, because you know he has big-time power.
On his way to pitch number 75. High and away on the first pitch fastball there. It's ball 1. Line drive to left. But he'll hardly need to move out there in left as this is hauled in for the first out.
And after a hot start, the bats have pretty much gone missing here in the middle innings. He sort of reinvented himself out there and has really turned things around.
Anthony Rizzo steps in, working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Outfield shaded toward right center. Here's the first pitch. And he takes a pitch that's ruled a strike at the knees. Pretty liberal strike zone there. It's 0-1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And this one's downstairs. It's a ball and a strike. Little tapper down the first baseline. Lind charging this one, and he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away now.
And you start to wonder if anyone's going to get on base against him again. That's 10 straight now he's retired.
Ben Zobrist will stand in again. He's flown out in each of his first 2 plate appearances thus far.
Yeah, and he just needs to make a small adjustment and stay through the middle of the ball. Think about hitting a line drive right back up the middle.
And this is just off the outside corner for a ball, 1-0. This is in the air to right. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. And it remains a 3-2 ball game. Welcome back here to the historic friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Getting set for the 7th now with the Cubs out in front. And before the inning gets underway, let's get a look at our game summary to this point. Leading off the inning, Nori Aoki, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
Well, this has been a great game so far, and they're only down by 1. So getting this leadoff guy on would be huge for them.
Hit on the ground down the first baseline. Oh, and he whiffs on it as it's by him at first.
Well, these guys have been high on effort, but low on results so far. They're still stuck on 2 runs, but at least they've got a leadoff base runner here to start this inning.
Steve Clevenger will dig in, 1 for 2. He grounded out the first time and followed that with a base hit in his second plate appearance. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. First pitch is a changeup for a called strike. Yet again, another first pitch strike.
And it's a big reason of why he's having the success he is. You establish the count in your favor right away, and it just opens up the door to so many more options going forward.
To first. Rizzo is there. Zobrist. On to first, and they turn the double play.
And for as quickly as the tying run gets on base, he's taken away here on the double play. Just a big pitch right there, and a very good turn at second base to get them both.
In now, Ketel Marte. As the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. That command may be starting to drift a bit. It's 2-0 now.
This is a guy whose numbers are on the rise, and this is a big reason why. 2 close pitches, 2 good takes, and now he's in a great hitter's count, 2-0.
2-0 count. Here it comes. A strike, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, and it seems like he kind of got away from that pitch here in the last few innings. You got to think about bringing that one right back.
Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Hayward giving chase. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Mariners go down quietly there. They trail 3-2. Now the skipper's on his way out toward the home plate area, and I believe that means we're going to have a double switch here. Drew Storen will get the ball now as he'll take over on the mound to start the home 7th.
Batting in the 8th spot, number 45, Drew Storen. Now playing shortstop and batting in the 9th spot, number 6.
Jason Hayward will try it again. He's grounded out and struck out in 2 trips.
Yep, not showing too much so far, but he's got a chance to make something happen right here. See if he can put those other ABs behind him.
He slaps that one away, and the count will be 0-1. And he misses with it, 1-1.
That's
2-1.
Count is 2-1.
Storen's ready. Here's the 2-1. And he'll try to take control of the inside part of the plate with the fastball as he backs him off a bit.
I think it's pretty simple. The message here is stop leaning out over the plate. Well, pitcher's got to be able to work inside, so that's just a reminder there.
Oh, and here's a fastball right down the middle of the plate that swung on and hit out to deep left field, and this one's not coming back. This is a long home run. A solo shot that time off the bat of Jason Hayward. Home run number 16 for him on the year, and it gives the Cubs a 4-2 lead.
Ooh, that's a mistaken location right here, and it could wind up really coming back to haunt him. This is a solo home run, and it makes this a 2-run lead now, and with the way their starters throwing the ball so far, it may wind up being all he needs.
Third baseman, Javier Baez.
Here's Javier Baez as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. That last home run measured out to 405 feet officially. The 0-1. Swing and a miss on the slider, and he's quickly behind 0-2. That misses, says the home plate umpire. 1-2. Where it misses, I'm not quite sure.
Maybe a good opportunity here to show him a changeup, give him a different look.
Oh, now and this ball is hit high and deep to left field as well. Do they have back-to-back here? They do, as this too is a home run. A solo shot here to left. 7 home runs for him on the year now. And just like that, it's now a 5-2 ball game.
As a pitcher, and especially as a relief pitcher, you got to have a short memory out there. Here, he gets burned again on back-to-back home runs. Not really what you want to do when you're coming out of the pen.
Evan Scribner will come on now as he'll take over in inning number 7.
The batter, number 8, second baseman.
Stepping in now, Chris Coughlin. Just able to get a piece of that for strike 1. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. And here's a curveball in the dirt that time for a ball. 1-1. Foul right at the plate. The count moves now to 1-2. No offer at the curve that time, and it's knotted up at 2-2. The ball flying around the yard in this one, as you see so far there. And he takes strike 3 cold on the fastball. 1 gone.
Yeah, maybe a little bit extra on this 2-2 fastball. Here it is on show track, and you can see it just burn off that inside corner. That's a tough pitch to handle.
Miguel Montero will dig in again, and as he does, we'll flash you back to inning number 2 as you get a look at his 2-run homer that was a big blow early on. Started to go down after it, and he couldn't hold back. It's strike 1. Bounce to first. Lind has it, and he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away now.
The batter, catcher, Kyle Hendricks.
Jorge Soler will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 68, Jorge Soler.
Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And nope, this one falls, so he'll get another shot. Comes set with the 0-1. Takes a pitch high and away for ball 1. 2 out, nobody on. In there, 1-2 now. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. The 1-2 pitch. And this ball is crushed deep down the right field line. But this will land foul shy of the wall. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. So 2 runs come across here, both coming via the solo home run. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. It's the Cubs 5 and the Mariners 2. Pedro Strop will be summoned from the bullpen now as he'll take over to start inning number 8.
Number 46, Pedro Strop.
Luis Sardinas will stand in now as he'll be getting his first plate appearance in this one here in the 8th.
Sardinas.
On to the 8th now as the first pitch is a fastball that's looked at for ball 1. That's wide, 2-0.
You got to think one thing here. Get on base. A walk will do the trick.
Three and 0 now.
And it goes without saying, but this has to be in the strike zone. You don't want him on base to start off the inning.
And he gets this fastball over, back to 3-1 now.
That thing's coming in there hot, 96 miles an hour.
That's in there, and it'll run the count to full, 3-2.
Well, that may have been the last pitch in the at-bat that he could do something with. He's not going to get anything better than that.
Crowd gets up for the 3-2. Now a ball hit in the air, but in play perhaps down the line. And this will fall, but it's a foul ball. He's set. Here's the 3-2. Hard hit towards center. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
They've let these guys keep hanging around and hanging around, not able to put them away. I tell you, this game, it's far from over. They're not going to go quietly.
Leonis Martin will stand in now in what could be a real make-or-break situation.
And you think at this point you have to get something out of this inning. The further you get into that bullpen, the tougher it's going to be to claw back from this deficit.
There's a good fastball on the outside corner as you'll take a look at strike one.
All right, leadoff man on first. Here's where you got to start clawing your way back into this ball game. It's not too late, but it needs to start happening soon.
And it's quickly 0-2. Slider. Ooh, thought he had him, but it's 1-2.
And that's the right spot for that slider. Really try hard to tie him up inside. And that's a good job to lay off, too.
Hit hard toward the right side. And he tries to go to a knee to block it, but it's by him down the right field line. And that runner will go no further than second as there are two aboard now. Cutting it close here, but he comes through in the eighth to extend his hitting streak.
You kind of wonder why guys would pitch to him in this situation. You know someone wants to end this streak, but he just finds a way to get another hit.
And now the Cubs bullpen will start working here as both a lefty and a righty are up. Here's the third baseman now, Kyle Seager, as he'll take a look at ball one.
And the M's just need that one big hit that's been eluding them.
We're in the eighth inning now of a 5-2 ball game. And he misses again, 2-0.
Boy, he better get it back together here with two guys on already. He's starting to lose location of that strike zone. He's got to throw a strike right here.
Down the first baseline. And he is in there.
Well, this falls under the heading, getting it done any way you can. And that'll go as an infield signal. So now the bases are loaded, nobody out.
Nelson Cruz will get a shot here in a bases-loaded situation, and you'd have to say they've got the right man for the job up here.
Yeah, team leader in RBIs. He's got a shot to push that lead out even further if he could come through here.
He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Outside target here, and he hits it for strike one.
Yeah, he needed that one. Something to give him a little bit of confidence.
Bases loaded here, nobody out. Well, with the power bat up at the plate, the manager wisely signals his outfielders to back off. Don't want anything over their heads here. And, boy, they're really giving him fits inside now as he can't get extended there, and it's 0-2 now.
Got in his kitchen big time right there.
Grounded to third. Baez fields it cleanly. They get the force at the plate. On to Rizzo, and it's a double play.
Boy, 3 straight singles, and you got to be thinking to yourself, hey, we're on to something big now, right? Well, think again. That's a ground ball right at the guy, and he's going to go to the plate for one, and then on to first for a killer of a double play.
Here's Adam Lind. So pop this one fouled off to the left, and it's strike one. Here's a fastball at the knees. Good spot, good pitch, and it's 0-2.
That's a two-seam fastball right there. It looks to the hitter like it's going to be inside, and then it tails back to the inside corner of the plate.
Frozen on the fastball. Never had a chance, and the inning is over. Mariners leave a couple. They trail 5-2. Stepping in, Dexter Fowler. He got on top of one and was a ground-out victim last time. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. He's set, and the pitch. And a fastball close, but ultimately ruled a ball, 1-0. This man out for his second inning of work, and why not? He set him down 1-2-3 the last time around.
Right, and with 2 strikeouts mixed in there as well. Just let him keep going.
That one will get out of play, and the count evens up at 1-1. One and two now as that one's fouled off. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Chop foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. Another 1-2 delivery. Slapped hard the opposite way. And that's a base hit, so the pressure's on to open up the inning.
Yeah, he's swinging a pretty hot bat here. 3 for 4 now after the base hit. And that wasn't a little bleeder. That ball was smoked.
Kyle Schwarber digs in now after lining out in his last try.
Yeah, he put a good swing on it last time, so we'll see if he can make one fall here.
First pitch here misses wide, 1-0. Swing and a miss. A little too anxious there. 1-1. And a breaking ball in the dirt that time for a ball. A runner at first with no outs here. Unable to get the bat around in time, and the count evens at 2-2. All even at 2-2. Here it is. And that's low, so a good eye there as he works the count back full. Anthony Rizzo is on deck. And that misses for ball 4. And it's first and second now with nobody out.
Yep, a single and then a walk to start the inning. This is exactly how big innings get started. So they're set up now to maybe put up a crooked number here.
Your attention, please. Now
so a call to the bullpen now, and they'll make a move for the left-hander here.
James Paxton.
Anthony Rizzo will be his first test out of the bullpen, and it'll be a tough test indeed as he'll face him with 2 on and nobody out here. Paxton comes set.
Here's the first pitch.
Hit slowly back to the mound. And he indeed takes only the out at first as the runners move to second and third with one away now.
Yeah, just a little tapper here, but this is going to wind up being pretty effective because with one away now, it's going to move both guys up 90 feet to second and third.
So one gone here in the Chicago eighth, and set to go now is the shortstop Ben Zobrist. And now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. And there's ball four now, so the bases are loaded here on the intentional walk, and the force at the plate is in order.
And this could really be trouble now because with runners on every base, they've got a chance to really break this thing wide open.
Jason Hayward comes to the plate with the bases juiced, and it seems a big hit here could really put this one out of reach.
Yeah, and pretty much any glimmer of hope for those guys in the field would have to be gone if he comes through with a big knock right here.
Here's the first pitch to him. Sends that one out of play for strike one. Bases are loaded here, one man out. Now a swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. He got him, and it'll probably take a base hit now to get that runner across from third.
Well, this is a stroll he's taken 5 times in this series now. That slow walk back to the dugout after getting punched out. After a while, these things, they start to wear on you. You've got to try to keep the mindset that every at-bat's a new opportunity, but most of the time, that's easier said than done.
Here's Javier Baez as he'll get caught chasing a bad one there at strike one.
Yeah, he really pulled off of that one, and that's not the kind of swing we're accustomed to seeing from a guy like him.
Especially starting off an at-bat.
And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball.
Yeah, curveball, then changeup here on the first couple pitches. Now might be the time to see him run that fastball in on his hands. Maybe try and get this guy to pop something up.
Now a swing and a miss, and he's behind 1-2.
Oh, it'd be a big letdown if they get nothing out of this. But they're a strike away from that coming true.
From the belt, kicks and deals. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts keep him out of danger. We're back with more on a Sunday afternoon following this. Kicking off the top of the ninth, Robinson Cano, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Well, you know, he's been on base twice in this one already, so let's see if he can do it again.
Hector Rondon will come on now, hoping to wrap this one up here in the top of the ninth.
Hector Rondon.
Striding in to start the ninth, Robinson Cano, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
Well, it's a close ball game, but it's starting to get late, so they need to get at least one back here in this inning.
Here we go with inning number 9 as the first pitch misses for ball 1. hot shot to third. Baez has it. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the ninth inning gets underway.
The left fielder, number 8, Nori Aoki.
Nori Aoki will stand in, needing to do something here to get on base as they're down to their final 2 outs.
Yeah, and you just can't worry about the score right here. You just got to be able to string together a couple of base runners and take it one pitch at a time, one runner at a time.
And he'll power in a fastball that time at 94 for strike 1.
Yeah, and I don't think I'd be in any big hurry to challenge this guy again. I'd see if I could make him go out of the zone, maybe chase a bad pitch.
Slider, and he can't pull the trigger. 2 strikes.
Boy, he might be pressing his luck a little now. That's 2 straight pitches right down the middle.
Rondon looks in. Here it is on 0-2. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Now this is up and in, and I don't think he likes that location much. It's ball 1.
He will definitely give you something to think about up there. There are no comfortable at-bats against this guy.
And he got him.
And he was really late on this one. I mean, really late. You can see where the baseball is by the time he gets the barrel through. I mean, it's darn near in the catcher's glove already. That tells me he was probably looking for something else.
Into the box, Steve Clevenger. As he'll take a tough pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Hit sharply toward the right side, but he will make the catch on the hard hit ball out there, and that will conclude matters here as this ball game is over.
Good job there to shut the door as they wind up ending the month on a winning note.
So a good offensive showing for these guys, but if we had to pick one player that stood out, that's our man right there. He's our tops player of the game.
Yeah, he only had 1 hit, but he definitely made it count. A big home run that turned out to be the decisive blow in the ballgame.
So that'll just about do it for us this afternoon. Thanks to Eric Karros, Steve Lyons, and the rest of our crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. To find out more, head on over to theshownation.com. The Cubs win this one 5-2. So long from Wrigleyville.
Here now is our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious Chicago Cubs. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They left 4 men on base. For the Mariners, 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They left 6 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 7 minutes. A reminder that extra southbound CTA Red Line trains will be available at the Addison Street Station 1 block east of Wrigley Field. Northbound passengers are asked to board at the Sheridan Station. Post-game bus service will also be available on the 8 Halstead, 22 Clark, 152 Addison, and the 154 Wrigley Field Express routes.